It's Thursday and Venom is not rated R, so put your phone down and stop texting while riding your Zamboni machine and tune into Comic Book Now. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Comic Book Now. Don't put your phone down, but don't text and drive the Zamboni machine. We're playing a game where we give each other a word and you have to say it. We keep it clean. My word was Zamboni machine.
It's pretty impressive. I gave it to you literally like 30 seconds before we said anything.
Welcome to Comic Book Now. We do this every Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. This is Chris Killian. I am Brandon Davis. Comic BD. We debate the biggest news, the biggest topics, and we're the best show on the internet. So thank you for joining. That's actually a fact. Like, that's not an opinion. That's actually factual. Best show on the internet.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
There was a poll and everything.
Yeah. So we're going to start with a hot topic. Big news. The past 3 weeks, we're almost getting a little tired of it. I think you might be too. But we have to talk about it. It's been James Gunn. Ever since Gunn was fired on July 20th, when his old tweets from 2008 to 2011 resurfaced, there have been rumors and reports of what's going on, what's not going on. And well, now, there's more. So just kind of following up on a report that just came out yesterday, the word is that Marvel Studios is trying to push Disney through back channel conversations to get him back as the director. They want him back for Guardians Volume 3. The cast want him back for Guardians Volume 3. A lot of the fans want him back for Guardians of Volume 3. Some fans don't. I know you're out there. And it's just been nonstop back and forth. You know, there's rumors, there's reports, and I believe sources like Deadline, I mean, they say they have sources, they can't name them. And at the meantime, Warner Brothers wants James Gunn, so he might do a Swamp Thing movie. Like, who knows what's actually happening? This stuff frustrates me. It's like talking about Ben Affleck as Batman when you don't have facts. You can't just, it's just all speculation. Chris, are you okay if they hire him?
Oh,
rehire him?
100%. I'm so excited to hear that they're thinking about rehiring him. I mean, when you have the whole cast backing you, and then you're clearly making Batista really angry, like, Batista's not a guy. Have you seen him? You don't want to make that guy mad.
No, and I mean, they're all very close, and these are people who know James Gunn better than any of us do. They've spent years with him in Atlanta, away from their families, with this guy. He's their leader. They've gotten to know each other. They're all very close. And they know James Gunn better than anybody here does, so you can share your judgment in the comments. We can share our judgment here. Fact is, I've met Gunn. I don't know him that well. I know the guy who I've seen on Twitter. I've seen in interviews. I've seen work with people. And I can say that I think he should be rehired. I think these are old tweets that, you know, he's a different person.
Yeah,
times were different.
Absolutely. And
it was dark humor. It was inappropriate and sensitive, and I condemn the tweets just like I have to say, and I want to make that clear.
I mean, and you should. They weren't funny tweets, but that's not really the point here. The point is that they were like almost 10 years ago, and everybody says things that they regret. I don't care who you are. Everyone says something they regret at some point in their life.
That's true.
And I don't know. Live and learn.
So, I mean, I'm interested to see what the comment section looks like. I know this is getting a little bit redundant at this point. I mean, it's been 3 weeks. We've talked about this every single week, but there keeps being new developments with James Gunn. It looks right now like there's one last shot at him coming back to direct Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I don't know what the odds are, but it seems like there is an effort being made. And I'm hoping that they pull through because I really don't want to walk into a movie theater and see Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 without it being a product of James Gunn. That's just me.
I'm with you.
You know, I'm afraid of that, Chris.
Yeah.
I'm afraid of that happening. There's a lot of things I'm afraid of.
Like what?
Sharks.
What else? Oh.
Were you ever afraid of sharks growing up?
Yeah, I'm afraid of sharks now.
Now. I think sharks could be a huge factor. Probably they're not a huge factor in my life because I live in Tennessee, a state where there's no ocean. But for people who do, that could be a huge factor. This weekend, The Meg comes out. You like that segue? Did you see where I was going?
It's flawless.
This weekend, The Meg comes out. It's about a giant shark, and I was afraid of sharks growing up, so you know what? I got to talk to the cast, and I asked them if they share a similar fear. Guys, The Meg was, I mean, ridiculous, fun, crazy sharks. A childhood fear of mine. When I grew up, I thought sharks were going to be a way bigger factor. I thought for sure that was how I was going out. So I'm curious, like, when you guys maybe growing up, or maybe even now, was there any, like, maybe threat, natural disaster, animal, giant shark?
Bigfoot. I had a Bigfoot problem growing up.
I have an experience. When I was snorkeling above the water, I saw the shark just swim under the water.
I was really worried about the Sasquatch, and it turned out it didn't affect me at all.
No, listen.
Afraid of anything.
I learned to surf when I came to California. I mean, there's lots of seaweed in the ocean there, and you get a bit of that dangling around the feet.
It's safe. They won't go up and bother you. They won't go up and bite you. No.
It's amazing what you can put in your head. Usually it's a shark.
I don't have that fear.
I feel like it probably is relevant, but my mum spent most of my childhood warning me about having like a knife or a fork near the toaster, like anything metal near the toaster, and she also made a really big deal out of me blow drying my hair anywhere near a sink.
I get scared in small places, like hearing about the rescue of that soccer team. They had to go through like these apertures with rushing water going through. I mean, oh my gosh.
For 3 hours or whatever it was?
That's absolutely terrifying.
That's crazy. Those guys are brave, man.
Also entertainment reporters.
Yeah, we are. We can, I mean, we're a real threat you have to deal with.
Terrifying.
Whew, I'm bringing you the hard-hitting questions. And hey, speaking of Ruby Rose, as you just saw her, and can again this weekend in the Meg, she is officially Batwoman, which it's awesome. Ruby Rose will first appear as Kate Kane Batwoman on the CW's crossover, which includes Supergirl, The Flash, and Arrow later this year. No Legends of Tomorrow, but also has her own series in development. I think this is probably the biggest casting news the CW has had ever. I don't know if there's ever been somebody cast where I'm like, hey, I even know that person before they were on this. Maybe Melissa Benoist. But it seems pretty clear that that show, which is in development, is going to get picked up to series. And personally, I love Ruby Rose. I think she's fantastic. So I'm here for it. On to Infinity War, shall we? I spoke with producer Trin Tran.
Well, can you say that like 100,000 times fast?
Trin Tran. Yeah, no, probably not. Anyway, I spoke with producer Trin Tran, who has been working in the MCU since 2008's Iron Man, and she told me some behind-the-scenes secrets.
Oh.
So, for example, here's a big one. The deaths we saw in Infinity War were influenced by future movies. Let that sink in. So now we all scratch our heads. We're like, wait, what? Because Spider-Man already has a movie on the way. But Tran said, quote, "We were meticulous about each of the characters and spent a lot of time discussing how each character's death would affect future films." End quote. So, no Black Panther 2 then? Like, come on.
I'm sure that's not happening.
Let's face it, it's coming. They're coming back. It's more likely that the deaths will have an Iron Man 3 PTSD type of effect on characters going forward, if you ask me. For more from my interview with Trin Tran, head over to ComicBook.com/Marvel. Some good stuff there. And how about The Walking Dead? You know I have to talk about it, guys. I have some exclusive scoop that you're hearing right here first on Comic Book Now. This morning, I spoke to Jerry himself, Mr. Cooper Andrews, and he's just as funny in person as he is on the show. But in promotion of Season 8's Blu-ray release, which is on August 21st, I asked him if the cast and crew did anything special to celebrate Andrew Lincoln and his exit from the show in Season 9. Cooper admits it was a very rough day on set for Lincoln's goodbye, but they did have a really great pool party where everyone came out and did impressions of one another, and they gave Andy the farewell he deserves. For more on that interview, head over to comicbook.com/The Walking Dead. But dude, could you, like, how much money would you pay to go to that pool party?
How much money do I have in my bank account right now?
Like, seriously, I mean, I've done the Walker Stalker cruise.
Yeah.
Imagine going to like Andy Lincoln's farewell pool party.
Yeah, oh, it would be amazing. I wouldn't remember it.
Oh, yeah, that's bad. Margaritas. Let's go. Anyway, finally, guys, we will make this one quick, but it is bad news for fans hoping to see other DC heroes in Aquaman. You won't. Director James Gunn told Entertainment Weekly it's Aquaman and only Aquaman in this one. So that's it. That's the bottom line there. That's all there is to say about that. It's Aquaman. You okay with that?
I'm totally okay with that. I think that DC's finally learning from their past mistakes, and they're focusing, they're zeroing in more on their guys and giving them a little more screen time. I'm excited to see that. So I think Aquaman can sell a movie on his own. I don't think you need anybody else in there. Just like Shazam and, you know, everybody in the
Wonder
Justice
Woman
League.
did great. She
Yeah,
was out there by
absolutely.
herself. She did great. Speaking of Shazam, though, we have this fantastic show on ComicBook.com, hosted by our man right here. So, Chris, can you tell? We have a show called Major Issues that is being revived. We're bringing it back.
We're bringing it back from the
bringing
dead.
back
Because
Major
nothing
Issues.
stays dead.
There's
in
a new
comic
episode
books.
coming very soon. Tell me what Major Issues is.
Major Issues is a little show that I put together
Yeah.
where we go back and we talk about major issues in comic books, and it's just a fun way to kind of, you know, look at these characters' backstories and their origins and things like that. And I talk about it, and I have some pretty awesome voiceovers that I do with it.
Ooh.
So I'm excited because I'm pretty talented with my
with
my accents, my
Tremendously handsome
impressions.
as well.
I mean, it's no Christopher Walken like you've got if you want to throw it out there for
Well,
everybody.
Chris, speaking of Major Issues and Shazam, did you maybe bring something with you that we could share with the people?
I did.
Roll our first return
Roll it.
episode of Major Issues, please.
What if one magic word was all you needed to transform into a superhero? That's exactly how it works for Shazam!
perfect.
Hey there, collectors. Back in the olden days, Shazam was known better as Captain Marvel, not to be confused with this Captain Marvel. Long story, but since 2011, DC just calls him Shazam, which honestly, that's a cooler name anyways. So who is Shazam exactly? Remember that movie Big?
I wish I were big.
Shazam's kinda like that, except instead of turning into Tom Hanks, he turns into a red-suited Superman. Created by C.C. Beck and Bill Parker in 1939, Shazam is something of a stalwart, harkening back to the golden age of comics, even outselling the Man of Steel himself during the 40s, and it all started right here with his debut issue in Whiz Comics #2. In this issue, we meet little Billy Batson. Papers, papers, sir. I have no home, sir. I sleep in the subway station. It's warm there.
Why aren't you home in bed, son? Follow me!
Times have changed. So without a care in the world, Billy Batson follows stranger danger to a magical subway car that takes them to a deep underground cavern. There, the mysterious man reveals himself to be a wizard named Shazam, who secretly kept mankind safe for over 3,000 years. The wizard explains that Shazam is an acronym for 6 immortal elders: Solomon, Hercules, Atlas, Zeus, Achilles, and Mercury. Which, why is Solomon there? That makes no sense. He's from the Bible. And Mercury is from Roman mythology. I digress. The point is that when Billy Batson says the wizard's name, he buffs up into Captain Marvel. Old Cap M made such a splash that he got his own batch of cereals in 1941, and next year, 80 years after his debut, Shazam finally comes to the big screen, being played by Zachary Levi in a pretty sweet muscle suit. So go check out Whiz Comics #2 online to learn more about Shazam's origin. If there are any characters or issues you'd like me to cover in future episodes, tweet me at Chris Killian, and I'll see you next issue.
Great job, Chris. Christopher Walken is still here.
No more.
No,
Okay,
thank you guys for watching Majors. I'm happy the show is back. You can watch it on our YouTube channel and on ComicBook.com. Chris, great job.
Thanks,
those
man.
Voices, those were all you.
Yeah, it's good. No, stop it.
Fantastic.
Buttering me up.
Now it is time. My favorite part of the show.
There it was.
That isn't Major Issues.
That's my favorite part of the show, when you chuck the paper at the camera.
Sometimes I forget the paper and people are like, why did we watch this week? No. Questions. Guys, if you have questions, let us know in the comment section. We are live, so we are reading your questions. I see Kathy Bright says she loves Zachary Levi. That was, you know, I see where that comes from.
Yeah.
I got a big love for the guy, too.
Absolutely.
But we answer your questions. Chris, what's going on?
Let's see. I'm going to pull up a first question here from loyal viewer Angela Lopez. And she wants to know, was Wakanda affected by Thanos's?
Oh, Angela Lopez. Well, first of all, Angela Lopez does enjoy whiskey. So we'll forgive the typo. I know she does.
We love you, Angela.
So first, but that's, I mean, I saw the movie. I thought it was kind of clear.
Yeah. Definitely.
Definitely half their people, gone.
You think so?
Yeah.
You sure they weren't like...
And their king is dead.
What?
Spoiler alert.
They're affected.
Were you going to do a Wakandan accent? Can you do
No, I don't.
You do for
I don't
us
want to do.
Christopher
I'll
Walken
get fired. I'll
doing,
get fired.
Christopher Walken doing a Wakandan accent.
Hey, what are you doing?
That sounded Indian.
I can't do it. I don't know. I don't know.
Didn't catch any Wakanda from that. Anyway, yeah, I think Wakanda was absolutely. This is actually a real quick answer your question, Angela. This is something I think would make for a really good Black Panther sequel. Like how Iron Man 3 dealt with the aftermath of the Avengers and the PTSD that it put on Tony, I would like to see the effects that the events of Avengers Infinity War have on Wakanda, so you see like how the ground level was affected, how people with this memory or living in the aftermath of the snap.
I mean, the whole next phase can be
give me like
around that.
I think it's all fallout from Infinity War for sure. And I think doing that gives you a way to explore the inner workings of Wakanda, because in the first one we only saw how the royal people work. You didn't see the ground level of Wakanda. I think that's a really cool, interesting way to do it. And I kind of hope that Andy Serkis is still alive and he's wreaking havoc secretly in Wakanda.
Let's see. I'm looking through the comments, and Josh Spence wants to know, do you think they will intertwine Fear itself with the Avengers 4 story, Tony making his own armor in the Forge?
Oh, Fear itself, man. That's
a good question.
That was like one of the least popular Marvel events, I think.
Yeah.
I didn't love that. I mean, it was good. It had its moments. But
I mean, it's not going to be a straight adaptation.
All of them kind of pull from all of them. I think we're going to see more of like a Secret Wars type story.
That's what I'm thinking
like a looser,
too. I think
a very loose still version of Secret Wars.
Yeah.
But I think we'll see a good bit of that more than anything else.
All right, let's pull up another one here. Mark Rizzo, he wants to know, do you think in the upcoming Aquaman film, Lex might pop up and recruit Black Manta to continue the Legion of Doom?
No. No.
So you don't think so?
No.
Because I feel like that could be like a pretty good
I think it would be
scene.
really cool.
Yeah.
I think that's a fantastic idea, and it would be really cool to see. But like we just said earlier in the show, no Justice League characters in Aquaman. There's a reason for that. James Wan really wants this to stand alone.
But do you think that includes the end credit scene though?
I think I know too much about Black Manta, so I can't say it.
Okay.
But I think that Black Manta is going to be a big factor in an inevitable Aquaman sequel. So I think that it's possible. It would be really cool, especially after, what was it, the Justice League post-credit scene that sees Deathstroke and Lex Luthor coming together?
Right.
So that would be cool to follow up on that and maybe start building towards it in post-credit scenes. Then next in Shazam and next in Wonder Woman 84. But I think we'll keep it kind of, I think we'll see maybe Shazam.
Okay. Well, there's your answer, guys. All right, next question.
I'm talking a lot. I'm saying a little. I'm sorry.
Dale Watson wants to know, do you think they will throw a cameo of Hugh Jackman as Wolverine in, he said in Captain Marvel?
No.
No, that's not
No,
at all.
Hugh Jackman will never play Wolverine again.
No, not in the MCU. He's not going to.
No,
it'll be completely recast.
I think he's done. Yeah. I think the MCU. I think it's really cool that Bob Iger, Disney CEO, finally acknowledged that they're going to use the X-Men, Fantastic Four, Deadpool, and other Fox properties. Like, he actually named them. It was cool to hear him say that. Like, we knew it, I know, but it was cool to hear him say that on their quarterly call the other day. But I do think that means a strong recasting is in order.
Oh, that's
for continuity's sake. There's no way.
Do you think they're going to get an unknown actor like Hugh Jackman was? Or do you think they're going to try to get like a name person?
I think you really have free reign because it's not the actor who's going to sell tickets for a Wolverine.
No, definitely not.
There's going to be 100 articles a day on ComicBook.com about Wolverine when he's cast and leading up to the movie. And other websites know that this is going to be a huge thing. The name Wolverine, the name X-Men sells tickets. You don't need the actor. It's a bonus. It's a great bonus. Like Robert Downey Jr. was actually what sold Iron Man, and now Iron Man sells Iron Man.
But now the characters sell. Like nobody knew who Tom Holland was before he was Spider-Man.
Exactly.
You know?
So Wolverine. So yeah, a perfect example.
Yeah.
You can cast anybody as a character that's that well known, that's that popular, and be successful. So would it be a bonus to have an actor who we all really know and respect and love to see on screen? Sure. Do they need that? No.
Nah, I would rather them see do an unknown actually.
I'm actually into that.
Yeah. All right, we got time for one more question. All right, David Ramirez wants to know who gets a movie first: Flash, Lanterns, Cyborg, Superman, or Batman?
Woo, David, good question. From those options, I think the Lanterns, unless they squeak something in between Wonder Woman 84 and Green Lantern Corps, I don't, because the Gotham City Sirens is kind of already on the way. There's a Joker movie.
Well, they've also got, I mean, we're hearing that the Batman's probably going to start filming in 2019.
But then it's probably not going to release until 2021. Unless it's a completely practical movie and it's a superhero film, so let's be honest. But unless they just remake Batman Begins, but you know that's not gonna work.
I hope not.
But no, I think the Green Lantern Corps, because that movie is scheduled for 2020. I really hope we see Superman again. I have a strong feeling we're gonna see him in Shazam. When I talked to Cooper Andrews, Jerry from Walking Dead this morning, I asked, he's in Shazam as well, and I asked him what it's like to be in a DC movie, and he ended up telling me how much he likes Superman for 10 minutes. So maybe Superman is in Shazam, maybe not. We'll see soon enough, though. Yeah, I see, like I said, talking too much.
No, you've done a great job.
Oh, Chris.
You stop.
Stop it.
Stop.
You're so handsome. All right, guys. This has been Comic Book Now. We do this every Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Chris Killian, ladies and gentlemen. Big round of applause. I'm Brandon Davis. Hold the applause. See you guys next week.